I just think it's one of the greatest places in the world. I love it here.
Oh, they've been wonderful. I mean, from day one. Just coming in the first time when we came to talk with them about the possibilities. We were taken on a tour, but just shown all the horses, and we talked with them about the possibilities. They just really worked with her great to begin with to see what she could and couldn't do. Couldn't ask for better.
Seeing improvements in the riders that come here. Just being able to assist in any way in a rider's life or the challenges they're going through is just super cool and very, very rewarding.
You've got the animals that are taking care, not only the riders, but they're taking care of us also, the volunteers. It's amazing what they do to all of us.
When you work with so many different people of different backgrounds, you never know what exactly they've come from or how their day's been. And just when they walk in the door and they see their horse and they're like, yay, Rocket, there he is, I'm so excited.
Up and over.
As soon as they sit in the saddle, their world changes on them. You see it in their face.
All I can see is what they show me, and just their face lights up and they're excited to start.
It just gives her something to look forward to, keeps her motivated.
My getting on the horse and going every which way I want.
In my sister, I've seen great changes. I can see that she's more in better shape, physically and mentally, because it gives her something to look forward to. Plus, it's pushing her to use her legs, her arms, and things that she wasn't doing before. There's so many people out there with handicaps, disabilities. Once they get on a horse, those handicaps and disabilities go away. They're more in tune with an animal. It does so much for your physically, emotionally. You can just tune right into them, and it can help so much.
STAR has been in existence since 1987. Our largest program is therapeutic riding, which is taking a horse and partnering it with an individual, be it a child or adult with special needs.
He has paralysis in some parts and significant weaknesses in others. You're standing up, but you can't feel your feet and a big piece of part of your legs because of his condition of spina bifida. It would be risky for him to be around what I would call normal horses, but with the horses that are here and with all the special training and the volunteers, it feels very safe. It's like his activity. It's his sport that he can do, so that gives him confidence. He really enjoys his time here at STAR, and being on that horse is a big deal for him. It gives him a different perspective and helps him feel more in line with everybody else.
We got him when he was 5 as a foster child, and to my knowledge, he had never been around an animal. He has cerebral palsy, and his right side is affected, so he doesn't use it. He has seizures, and he has a trach because he has, airway issues. In the years we've been here, he's become more aware of dogs and cats, and his core strength is getting better. We're hoping one day he'll be able to walk, and I think it helps him socially too. And horses, if people don't know it, they're just amazing with people with disabilities. There's not anything like this anywhere that I know of.
Caroline's accident was 7 years ago, and she was prompted by people at Patricia Neal Rehab Center to go to STAR. They are very kind. They can read everybody's problems and good areas, good things that they can do, and then overcome the things that they need help with. She cannot walk. She can work on a little bit, but the core has already brought her a long way towards being able to walk again. Horses are very bright, and you do become attached to them, and they also become attached to you. It's just like a big dog, and you just can't take them to bed with you.
Alice really looks forward to coming because she doesn't have any activities. We all look forward to vacations or going places. She doesn't have that option. And so it's a joy for her to come to Star. And this gives her freedom and something to look forward to. It makes the riders feel more independent where they are not. It makes them feel that way. Even at Christmas time, she asked me when she was going horseback riding, and it would snow on the ground.
Letty is 5 now. Her seizure started when she was 7 months. So she is about at probably a 7-month level. Development halted once she started having seizures. And to know we had been working so long, I mean, we've been in therapy since she was probably 8.5 months old. We started in therapies. And so we started riding when she was like 4. So it's pretty amazing that it's taken that long to get to that point and to know it was all just from riding, and something that she enjoys doing. Letty had been seeing PT, OT, speech probably twice a week for probably 4 years. And within probably the end of the second session that we rode, she went from her core being weak to her core strength improved drastically. Being on that horse by herself, it's not just like work, where she's not one who loves to work. She does not like therapy. You go in PT, she does not like to stand. She doesn't like to have to do different exercises, but this is more fun. It's enjoyable for her. Seeing it firsthand has been amazing.
Michael has a frontal lobe processing disorder. Michael is a person who really does not have very much self-confidence. Star is the place where he can come and do his own thing. Nobody else in our family rides horses, so he's the expert. But when you think about a person who cannot understand the passage of time, being able to keep up with, oh, on Wednesday I go to Star. So Star is that important to him that he is able to keep up with that. Everybody has hopes and dreams for their kid, no matter what their abilities or talents might be. And we just want Michael to reach his potential, whatever it might happen to be. And so since he's been coming to Star, you see that. You see, hey, Michael's really getting somewhere. You know, he's growing up. Since we've been coming to Star, even just in these 2 sessions, he's gained a lot more self-control. He's gained a lot more independence. He's gained a lot more confidence in himself. And we've seen a lot of improvements at home in his behavior.
Another program that we have is called Changing Strides, and that's working with at-risk youth. The horses' interaction with one another as well as with people to help teach these individuals what it is like to have integrity, what it's like to trust people. And once you can put it down into terms that they can physically get their hands on, it is truly miraculous how these young individuals can make a total turnaround and come out to be people that can function in society, and they can feel good about themselves and their situation. Another program that we have is called our Heroes and Horses program. This is for our veterans that have an injury that they have sustained through their service to our country. It's a mixture of a physical adaptation and assistance, but there's also a very social aspect to it, and there's a psychological aspect to it. We do work with individuals that have PTSD, but although we are not therapists, we're much more welcome listeners, and we're support, and we're friends, and we're people that they can feel safe around, as well as the horses, and they put a lot of trust in their horse. Our 4th program that we have is called Minis in Motion, and it's taking our miniature donkeys and horses into nursing homes, specifically memory care units or Alzheimer's units, to work with individuals that obviously have memory deficits And there's something about the minis walking in the door that just sparks a lot of conversation and excitement. It's been really incredibly successful to where we're out on the road a couple times a week now. It requires a lot of animals in order to run our programs. We have to select animals that are specific to the person's needs, whether it be a size variation or a movement pattern, and that requires a lot of four-legged partners. We have 24 stalls in the barn, and they're typically full all the time, and then we have a minis paddock that usually has anywhere from 3 to 5 minis. But we're always on the lookout for horses that can do this job. It's not an easy job to do. There's a high burnout rate in the horse world doing this type of work, and so we have to be real careful to make sure that they're happy and healthy and ready to do the job, and then respect it when they say, I can't do it any longer. They're magnificent animals that everyone gravitates towards. However, the nuts and bolts of the program are really the volunteers and the staff.
People caring about them, and Stars, people do. They care.
Everybody's just been so good to him. Just brought him out, talking to him, and we've not had a bad experience at all.
Very kind, very understanding, patient.
They're observant of the students. They try to be aware of and meet the needs of the students. You know, they talk to me about advice. You know, we want to try this. You know, we want to push Blake to do this. We're going to set this as our goal in working with him. And so I know that they're, you know, it's purposeful.
They understand, they're empathetic, caring, very understanding, like for all these different kids with the different scenarios that they have, different situations that arise, be it like if they're not feeling well that day or like if Letty's had a seizure. Those are things that are hard to explain to a layperson, but they understand because they work in this environment every day with kids with different disabilities and situations, and their compassion. And
STAR's ongoing goals have always been to provide the highest quality program possible for the individuals we serve. We don't do pony rides. There was a misconception that it was so sweet what we were doing, putting people on a horse and leading them around, and you're going, you know, there's nothing further from the truth than that these people are coming and they're working from the minute they step foot in here. It's fun, but it is work, and they're getting their horse prepared, and then they're riding, and then the riding is very challenging too. And so the whole thing is about educating and about them truly learning a new skill and vocabulary development and waiting your turn and being patient and being kind and operating with something that's so much bigger than you is a real eye-opener for a lot of people, but it's also very empowering for a lot of people.
Kyle loves animals. He always has. It just kind of brought back some of the normal stuff we did in life before. We used to go riding just for fun down in the Smoky Mountains and things like that. And since he got sick, we weren't able to do any of the normal stuff we used to do. They were just awesome from day one with us, from calling and making it so that we could come, and they had a plan for us. I could afford it, and my son can come and be a part of STAR. They have been just so nice, bending over backwards to help us in pretty much in every way. He was able to get him out of the wheelchair and up on that horse, and he's able to ride and tell the horse where to go, and just kind of takes his mind off from what he can't do to what he can do. One of my favorite things to see is when I look over at the ramp and I see Kyle's empty wheelchair, and I look out on the arena and I see Kyle you know, guiding the horse and telling the horse to trot and walk and stop and go, and just seeing the smile on his face is really very touching, very special.